Hi, my name is David Steele. I'm a product manager here at Arcturus. Today I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Arcturus Management Middleware and the web user interface that's included as part of the uC53281 Digital Voice Kit and module. So there's another video that shows you how to unpack your device, set it up, and log into the web user interface for the first time, but I'll give you a quick overview of what I've got set up and configured here. So right now I've got my board. It's plugged into to power. I've got my PC speakers here connected to the audio output. I've got my WAN network connection connected back to my mini hub here, and I've got my laptop connected to my LAN connection right here on ETH0. So I've obtained my IP address. Now I do that just by pressing GPIO SW3.
Your IP address 192.168.154.1.
So I'm just going to press GPIO SW3 again to hang up, and then I'm just going to enter that into the URL line of my web browser. What you have in front of you right now is basically the home page for the web UI. It's served from the device itself. There is a built-in web server that's SSL enabled. I just logged in using the username admin and the password admin, and this brings me to a status page. This status page contains general information about the device, including a dot over here that tells me right now that my voice over IP account is working and that I'm ready to place a call. It also includes information like my network address, how I'm connected to the network, in this case via DHCP with a 900-second lease, as well as current date information and system uptime information. There are two wizards on the left. One is a telephony setup wizard that contains templates for several service providers, and you can change those templates on your devices as well. And also a network setup wizard that allows me to select what type of network connectivity options that I'm using. I'm just going to go to the basic tab page. The basic tab page contains network information as well. So I can click on, for example, DHCP. If I connect to my network using DHCP, I'd want to use this radio button. You can see that the DHCP client settings are down here. Our DHCP on the device, our DHCP client, supports IPv4LL, which is local link addressing, or link local addressing. What that does is that fails over to a multicast type of methodology, which is also the same methodology that's used by Windows laptops to try to discover a network address and connect to the network. It also supports an ARP probe. What the ARP probe does is that it tests the network to see if anyone is using the same IP address, and if someone else is, it will back off automatically. It also connects via PPPoE, entering the username, password, and the PPPoE timeout and reconnect options. Or you can enter a static IP address if you're statically configured to your network. All the DNS settings are contained down here as well as a security feature that allows you to deny WAN ping requests. This device also has a DHCP server built into it. You can enable or disable the DHCP server, and you can configure its options, for example, the start IP address and the end IP address, as well as the DHCP client table to ensure that people get consistent IP addresses. Local hosting allows you to configure an IP address and a local host name. So, for example, I could have mail@, go to a certain IP address. The advanced options include the routing table for the device. You can enter your own routing routes, or you can delete routes from the routing table. A virtual server, which is called port address translation, or port forwarding. Public IP address discovery using stun. This is used quite often in voice over IP devices to overcome some of the limitations with RTP-based media and NAT firewalls. QoS. QoS is a function that manages the LAN bandwidth consumption, especially while a call is in progress, or particularly while a call is in progress. So QoS will throttle back the LAN bandwidth to ensure that the voice quality never suffers on the device. Feature Magic is a slightly complex tool, but extremely useful and quite unique to Arcturus's voice over IP capabilities. What it does is it allows you to configure the way the signal handling on the SIP is handled at runtime. So this lets you choose several vendors or several configurable options. So for example, this is a template for the Nortel MCS superclass soft switches, and it will enable things like SIP ping, which is used by Nortel in remote conference mixing. And this allows the device to be as broadly compatible with as much infrastructure as possible. Miscellaneous features is where we keep the demos. So this particular device has a video demo built into it as well that you can enable. The Voice over IP page contains all of the account information to set up your Voice over IP account. It also includes configurable options, including call blocking and flash configuration, international call blocking, and caller ID blocking. It contains all of your audio settings, so the way you negotiate your codecs, and the intercom answer settings, which allows you to turn the device into an intercom type device, which would enable auto answer and auto hang up, as well as the acoustic echo cancel settings, which are also used for intercom or speakerphone type devices. A phone book is built into the device. It allows you to set up phone book entries, and those phone book entries can be translated into speed dials. Those speed dials can then be read by GPIO buttons or can be used through the command line or the API. We have a broadcast voice system as well, which allows one-to-many multicast RTP, so it broadcasts a media stream to many listeners at the same time. You can have up to 99 groups or 99 channels of broadcast, and each one of those can be configurable on every device. We also have an instant message capability as well, which uses the SIP info message functionality. Let's go over to the admin tab page now. You can change the administrative setup options, including the password. You can upload new firmware into the device by using the firmware update function. You can reset the device, either reset it back to factory defaults or reboot the device. You can back up and restore the device, which means that I would save the configuration that's in the device or upload the saved configuration into the device. NTP is the network time protocol. This is used to obtain correct date and time information. Diagnostics, there's a ping function as well as a diagnostic script function. Provisioning. Provisioning allows you to remotely configure the device automatically, and we'll talk about that in a future demo. And then status. So this shows you software version numbers. If your device has an FXS port, then it shows you the status of the FXS, as well as the status of the interfaces, and in particular you can look at specific types of packets as well. There's also a syslog that's provided in the device, which shows you all of the critical log information.
And that's a quick overview of the web user interface that's included with the uC53017. And remember, all of the HTML pages are available in source, and you can modify any of them or use it as a reference to see how we implement tools and functions in the UI.